gun round. Just start off with a shotgun round. Pew, pew. Here we go.
Pew, pew.
That's our sound effect now for shotgun round. Pew, pew.
Yes, the pew, pew round.
The first thing that popped in my head was polarization. Polarization. Like what? Let's start light, shall we?
Love it.
Have we ever though? Like start
no.
light? Like no, we just go straight to it.
Let's get to it. I think that's what the conversations will be called. Let's get to it.
Right in.
Man. It's just everywhere, isn't it? Like there are so many invitations to polarize, and then the technology is pushing us to polarize with the algorithm, and polarization is separation, and it reinforces this notion that we're all separate, even, and this is like, I keep having these epiphanies that we're all connected. Have you had a chance to see there's a TED Talk, one of the OG TED Talks is this woman, Jill Bolte Taylor, and it's called Jill Bolte Taylor's Stroke of Insight. Okay. So she's like a neuroscientist of some flavor, and forgive me, Jill, I don't remember, like I'll ever meet her. And she has a stroke. And so she is a scientist having a stroke, able to know exactly what's happening in her stroke. Long story short, it took her 45 minutes to dial 911. That's not a short story, but I'll cut through it. And it was because her brain had split into two completely separate hemispheres. They were, whatever makes them function well as a unit was not working. So she was either completely digital or completely connected. And there's this moment in the talk where she's gotten through it all and she's recovering. Spoiler alert, she's okay. In that moment, she talks about when she's in the hospital and she's on, I can't remember, forgive me, which side of the brain it is, the all connected side, not the digital, everything separate side. She can literally see the molecules in her hand connected to the molecules in the air, connected to the molecules of the nurse. She can physically see everything's connected. And then there's this moment toward the end of the talk where she talks about getting better and her voice catches. When she talks about she can't see that anymore. She's not able to see that. And I think about that. And then right behind that, I think of all the people right now who I have to resist polarizing against, who I disagree with so vehemently, who believe and practice things that I find so difficult. And I go, yeah, but don't polarize. You're connected. And I'm like, how do you reconcile all of this stuff?
Okay, you need to give us this link so we can all listen to this talk, because the idea of getting to see the molecules, like I feel like I've had a few moments in my life where I've like been acutely aware of that, of the idea that it's just all one thing and it's just different speed molecules, different speed atoms hitting each other, but it's all exactly one thing. But the idea to literally be able to see it, like, wow,
isn't that crazy?
Magic.
I went through this period, I think it was the 90s. When I first moved to LA, I discovered sort of spirituality, like, West Coast, woo, let's go. I moved there from Alabama. I was in Alabama and Georgia, like, oh my God, I'm here with the freaky people. And guess what? I'm a freaky person. But I remember I first was made aware of that notion that everything is connected, and which is actually that's not the first time, because I did take Eastern religions in college for a bit and was totally excited about that. But there was this moment and it really sank in for me, and it stayed for a long time, not permanently, darn, that the success of the people who create, that feeling when you get inspired by somebody and then you feel like I should be as far along as they are, and why am I not? That whole thing. Yeah. It got transmuted into this experience of they have all that success, therefore I do too, because we're all connected. And so I met during this time I met Seal, which was wild. And I'm like, oh, I'm successful because Seal's success. Like, we're all successful because the others are successful. We're all one. It was this wild experience, and it followed me for months. And then of course my ego came back in and went, where's mine? Actually, it's never where's mine. For me, it's never where's mine. It's why haven't you done better? That's how my ego expresses. Why haven't you done better? That's how it comes out.
Ooh,
And it's constant.
Ooh,
it never goes away.
Yeah.
You can get a Guinness record. You can be super successful. Yeah. Why haven't you done better?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Mine is always like, you always know exactly what's going to happen. You've all of this evidence that you are always on the cutting edge of exactly what the new thing is. And you are right there on the cutting edge time and time again. But then you get disinterested and you move on. And if you'd only had the patience to stay, you would be the vanguard time and time again. And that's the story that I'm like, wow. So which one do you get to stay on and then actually see it through? Like, not get disinterested, not need to move on, not like collect it as like another part of your bouquet of knowledge or understanding. Like for me, what always turns me on is the zeitgeist seeking. Like, is finding it and connecting to it and being on it and like being in it, bless you. And then there comes a certain point where I'm like, all right, I'm ready to transition to what the next new thing is. And I don't stay long enough to see that one through.
But is
That's the one.
Is it your role to see it through? Maybe you're the explorer who cuts the path and's like, yeah, you'll do that. You know,
I might just be the pilot fish. I might just be the pilot.
You're a pilot
like
fish. Why are you making yourself a school fish when you're a pilot fish?
Right.
Yeah.
No, right. Or the pilot fish. And then I'm supposed to go off instead of like necessarily building the thing. But that's when you're telling me about why aren't you doing enough, for me, it's always the thing like, you couldn't stick around long enough to be the one to see that through. You couldn't be the one. Like, look at the path you cut. That if you'd stayed.
There's yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
No. There's this whole concept in business of like, everybody's got a seat on the bus. And first of all, do you have the right people? And then secondly, are they in the right seats on the bus? And like, I know for me, like with my company, with SkillsHub.life, like I'm not the one to do the follow through. You don't want me doing that. You know, I'll get really deep down a particular rabbit hole, or I'll get huge in the connections of everything. And there's this stuff in the middle is just going to sit there. Like, I am not the one to do the middle. That's what Karen does. That's what my sister does. And I am certainly not the one to do the tech. That's what Bill does. Like, everyone's got their roles. And I think we excel when we find our roles. That's a whole book. It's Now Discover Your Strengths. It's a business book. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. Yeah, it's there's a whole test. It's the Strengths Finders test. And their whole thesis is stop trying to fix what's wrong with you. Find out what your strengths are and lean into those, because that's where your forward motion comes from. Jen, I bet you would find you're a futurist and you get bored watching the present, like, what? Yeah, I've already done it. I'm on to the next. I get joy in future.
I get disinterested and move on. That's always, and I've had like very fabulous Zelig like experiences and like been the one to break through lots of things and have had lots of success. But it's then when I see, I'm like, wow, that entire field, like I could have blah, 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 blah. That's it goes back to the idea of a story you tell yourself. Like, because I know that same lesson. And I don't beat myself up anymore for the things I'm not good at. Like, that's not, but when you ask about a thing that you repeat to yourself, that's the repeat.
And that's so interesting. I got asked to do this keynote at university last year before last, and I was like, what do I have to say to college students? I mean, I have a lot of opinions, but how can I say it in a way that's relevant to them? And I came up with like, okay, here's 5 cheat codes that I wish I knew when I was at your stage of the game. And one of them was take control of your definition of success. And when I heard you talking just now, it struck me like, if you defined success as living in your joy and living in the vanguard, you're there. And but if you define success as I must follow from start to finish and get through, God help me, the middle. Like, you know, there's people out there that love the middle and hate the beginning and the end. I'm like, let me partner with those people. Oh no. And here we're back to connection again. Let me partner with the pieces that fill in the pieces that I am not.
To me, recently I just did dive into meditation where I'm just the unknown. I'm nobody.
Yeah.
And that's where I see myself doing the separation. Like, keep going back to the story, keep telling myself, oh, you are this, you are not enough, you're not good enough, you are not worthy, you are everything that I said that I am. Then when I see that, I was like, oh, shoot, I was the one doing it.
Yeah.
I was the one that doing it.
Yes.
Then I realized that how can I create the future that is unpredictable, that is just the unknown, if I keep doing the same thing over and over? I can't. I keep creating predictable future from the similar past experience.
Yeah.
It's just going on the loop, and I see it clearly. I met myself right there, and I was like, I cannot doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So now I'm learning how to not engaging, not entertaining the story that I keep telling myself.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like that
That's
is the biggest habit that we didn't
Yeah.
realize that we have.
Yes. Oh my God, that is so in my face. That is so in my face. My life has taken a turn the last year and a half, and
Oh gosh.
oh, it's taken many turns. Right? Who am I kidding?
2025.
It's been on a big turn, but this last one, this
Wow.
last turn around the corner. There's many turns, but I'm hesitant to say it out loud. I don't want to jinx it. Like, I'm very much enjoying this last turn, but it's requiring my entire nervous system to rewire it, all my thinking habits, like you're saying, to let go. And listening to you, I was just thinking, like, wow, it's like story and freedom are opposites. I can either live in freedom or I can live in the story.
Ooh.
I can live in the now and free, or in the story. Because my story is, I'm everything, where's the other shoe's going to drop? Something's going to go, prepare yourself. Can't receive because you'll get in trouble for what you just received from that person later. They're going to be mad at you, like all that stuff. And it's not true.
No.
I'm not hanging out with those
at all.
people. Yeah.
And here's what I learned from doing this meditation. Like, I've been meditate twice, 3 times a day. Like, I just love it so much that I don't want to get out of it. And what I learned, fear is not the opposite of love. It's separation. And that's where you can see the polarity. So I've learned, what I saw, fear is there to create separation between you and love.
Whoa,
Ooh,
wait, I gotta take that in. I gotta actually get that in my body. Fear is there. Create separation between you and love.
Separation. It's like a barrier between you and love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we are love.
It's like a self-protective mechanism.
Yeah.
To keep you from it.
Yes. So the moment that I was just becoming nobody, that's when I can start seeing what actually is.
Oh my God! Wait. Okay, there's another one. Hold on.
Right on.
The moment you became nobody, you could start seeing. See, we're getting the emphasis from the side. We're like, they like this. Let's hit a siren.
A highlighter.
You can
being underlined.
And that's the Buddhist thing. Be no thing, and in being nothing, you become everything.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Continue. More,
so
please.
When I started to just being nobody, I was just there, dark. Then that's where I see all the separation. It comes from this 3D, right? This 3D reality that we call life. That's when the separation comes from. Like, we create this fear, worry, and all these stories that we tell ourselves. But when we are nobody, we don't have any of that separation because we are just pure love.
This is so true on like so many levels. I'm applying this to so many different levels and all these different places to put this.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right.
It takes me over to this thing that I got in my late 20s, because, I'd moved to California and I was getting things. And it was the NFL theory of incarnation. It was like sent to me like a download.
Okay.
Because I don't know squat about the NFL except that, I like to watch it and it's fun and there's football. But I do know that there's 2 sections because they have a Super Bowl at the end and they all come together to play each other, right?
Nice.
I'm sorry.
No, you're great. You're perfect.
But and I know that what I was given is like it's all broken up into like, then there's like sections of those sections, like divisions and leagues and blah, blah, blah. And it comes down to the individual teams, right? And so what was sent to me was it's like that. And here's how it works. I was like, okay, this is just the theory I was sent. When a human's going to come into this world, you're sent in, you sit around like a camp. I saw this campfire setting just as a metaphor, as a way for my little tiny brain to process it. And there's like, you got 11 souls sitting around and they're like, okay, who's going in? And one of them goes, I'll go.
Yes.
And the one that's going to go in and be born has to forget that it has 10 other teammates and that they're all coordinating things up in the ethers for your benefit and your learning, because the goal is to learn and expand consciousness and be the fingertips of the universe so it can have experiences here in this plane, right? Mm-hmm. And so in the meantime, my 10 teammates are up there talking to your 10 teammates and your 10 teammates and her 10 teammates. And like, okay, we want them to meet. Car wreck. Wrong car. Okay. Coffee shop. Spill the coffee. Yes, we got them. Okay. They've met now. Oh, they're mad. Okay. Let's have them meet again. Like they're calling the plays and making it all work. But I don't know. Okay. I'm totally lost now.
Jennifer, that's where it took me. Abraham Hicks.
No.
Do you know that's something Abraham Hicks talks about?
I discovered that exactly a few years ago. Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly your story. It's
really?
not about a football game and it's not about a campfire, but it's exactly this idea of put me in, coach. It's this idea of like, okay, wait, my turn to go in.
Yeah.
Abraham Esther Hicks talks about taking in the rental car. That like you get your turn, like you're going to jump in the rental car and this is your turn and then you're going to return the car. And so it's like, what's going to happen on this one, on this journey? It's going to be so great. It's going to be so much fun. And you have all of these teammates conspiring with you.
Right.
And then you're supposed to forget who is like the fact that you have all these co-conspirators who are like working with you to make it all.
And this is real, and this is all there is, and it's life or death, and the fear, like that's where I started. The fear and the love, but the love is the truth.
And the whole thing is the ride.
And it's not a big deal.
The only thing is the ride. The only thing is like the joyride of it. Yeah. None of it's a big deal. Wow. I think Elizabeth Gilbert said something amazing where she had this like moment of clarity where she said she was walking past some work person on a ladder and she saw them going up and she said, let me spot you. And so she spots this person on this ladder. And after she left, she said, what if my entire purpose this time around was to spot that guy so that he didn't fall? Like, because whoever he is or whoever he's going to have as a kid or whatever, like the whole thing was that guy needed to be protected. And that's why I'm here. Like it's
who's going to give birth to John Connor? Who's going to give birth to John Connor? I love that.
Awesome.
Jen. I love that. I love hearing about meditation, Rizani, because I keep trying, but I'm like a squirrel. I have my meditation room and it's got a Buddha on the wall and all these, we've all got our stuff and it's got the rocks and artifacts and all that. And I literally get called to the candles. I'll walk down. It's right on the hallway, right up the hall. And I'll walk down and it'll be like, hey, and I'm like, I have to stop what I'm doing and I have to go and sit down and I will go and I will sit down. And every time, knock on wood, I have to calm down and quiet down and I will receive something really beautiful. And it'll take me forever and I'll forget it for a month or 2 or 6 and I'll go back and sit down and it's like this. I'm like, right, you told me that before. How do you meditate? That's just so amazing.
Wow.
I mean, I do it, but then I avoid it like the plague. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's that.
Well, okay. So what's your way in? What's your way in? Either of you.
Oh, I walk. I walk in the mornings, most mornings, and I don't take I have my phone with me, of course, because I'm a single mom. You got to have your phone. And I want to take pictures. But I used to listen to stuff, and then one day I just stopped. And I listened to, I just let it all, and I just be. And you know what? My meditation is doing what I'm actually doing. Like if I was actually meditating, I would talk and then I would stop and I would pick up this tea and I would truly be with my tea, like, instead of just like, talking and distracted. Like, what? Oh, did I drink tea? Holy crap. When did that happen?
Oh my God.
It's like driving. Like, how did I get here?
Wow.
I mean, I'm both. I bounce back and forth. And sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes the sacredness of life is just like, wow. I'll have moments, especially with my partner, my boyfriend, my guy. There'll be many times when we'll just make a meal and it kills me and we'll sit down and I'll just be like, Jesus, this is beautiful. Like we get to sit here and we get to do this. And I get to do it in your company and we get to do watch this cool show and have this beautiful food. And it's just, sometimes it's excruciating how beautiful it is. Yeah, I know I sound like a crazy person because I'm moved by it, but it's very moving to me. Yeah.
It's so beautiful. That's you are in the abundance of a present moment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You feel it.
Feelings, that's a whole other thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I have those moments. Like last night I have them a lot where I get hit with the gratitude of awash with the gratitude of being where I am. Last night we'd just gotten back from our trip. Mickey, my son, had caught all of these perch.
Your giant son.
My gigantic son. He'd caught all of these fish that he insisted on bringing back with him. And so we had just dragged all of our bags back in. And so he's in the kitchen and he's just filleted and now is cooking these fish. And so Rob and I are sitting on the floor. Right. It was so delicious. So Rob and I are on the floor. We have put Landman on because Rob and Mickey are obsessed with Landman.
I'm obsessed with Landman. I am obsessed with Landman. New episode last night.
He needs to make a one-man Landman show because he does impersonations of everyone in the show and they're all spot on.
Oh my God.
So those women are fire. Those women.
Oh my God. So Mickey's cooking and making the fish and feeding us them as it goes. And Rob and I are sitting on the floor and we're all watching Landman and screaming and laughing. And I just kept going, wow, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's so easy and comfortable and beautiful and perfect. I have those a lot. These moments of, wow, I feel so fortunate. I feel so lucky. I feel so grateful. Stay present. Remember this. This is fleeting. You're here, be here. Those are, I'm very happy that there's that. So that is a meditation when you're able to have the moment and be in it. It's beautiful. Well, it's gorgeous.
I want to circle back, Rusnani, to what you were saying, that we keep jumping in because that's how we roll. But when you say that, then I'm thinking of contrast because, one of our mentors says it's very easy to be lovely when things are lovely. Who are you when things are difficult? Because that's, it's the cow manure thing when you drive down a street and it stinks because somebody on that street's decided that cow manure is the magic that's going to make their lawn beautiful. And you drive down and it just stinks for a few weeks, just stinks. It's gross. And you see no progress. And then after a couple months, all of a sudden it starts to get beautiful. And you're like, oh, that's what that was for. But living in the cow manure parts, right?
I want to hear what Rusnani says, and then I want to go back to that, Jen, and to polarization, because that all circles into the same thing again. But Rusnani, talk.
Yeah.
You're jumping in.
No pressure.
No pressure. So that's what I've been deep dive about all of these things, because 2025, it was really, really hard for me personally. And I witness in so many people that I know, they also have really wild experience. And I'm like, what is this here? What is this? I cannot remember how many times I can just sit down and meditate. It's just hard. And so the end of this year, I finally able to you know what, let me just sit down, let me just explore the unknown, because I feel like I've been predicting my life over and over, and it's going to the same cycle, and I don't like that. So I said, what can I do? What can I do to change this? So that is when I just explore the unknown and stay to the unknown. And that's where I see myself trying to control everything. I was screaming for help, but it's from the old version of me, from the hurt version of me, and trying to change things. It's never ever go nowhere. It's stuck there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, show me more. What else that I can do? And it's shown, stay to the unknown. Stay there.
Yep.
Don't predict anything.
Yeah.
Stay there. And the next thing I know, I receive a private message from our mentors. Not just one and two. And I was like, oh, here you go. This is the fruit from being, just stay there to the unknown.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, I receive a beautiful message from people that I love. And then next thing I know, like, it's just one after another, it's all surprises. And I was like, oh, I got it.
Yeah.
That's so powerful. That's such a powerful workaround. I mean, I love brain function and, all that stuff, and learning about just the nature of reality and how we operate and stuff. And there's that sort of discouraging, disturbing thing that we have very little choice. Our unconscious has already decided. We think we have free will, but we are often just operating in such a knee-jerk pattern setup that we're sort of doomed to repeat a bunch of stuff. And staying in the unknown feels like the antidote to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's excitement in it. If you're able to if you're able to open your brain to it, like just the possibility of it, like that's something that I've talked to you about this, Snaini, in the last 2 years, 2.5 years, about like letting go of all of the control and letting go of the wheel and allowing whatever is going to happen to come wash over you. And even if it feels like it's the cow manure, or even if it is just being like, nope, whatever is happening for me. Whatever is happening is leading me where I'm supposed to go next. It's saying, let go of that shore and let yourself get washed out to sea. You are supposed to be on a different bank. This is supposed to lead you to the next thing. And then inevitably, once I let go and peacefully, like with joy, like I'm able to say, okay, I don't know. Then something unbelievable comes in. And to the point of tears, like, and that's happened again and again and again, like crazily. Yeah. So at this point, I now really trust it when I'm at that place of what now? So now what? Like whatever that thing is, I'm able to unplug whatever electricity is plugged into that and go, ooh, here we go. All right. I don't know what it is. Something else is coming. All right. And then it'll be something interesting or something exciting or something that points me to something that I didn't know was coming. Like, and typically it's way better than anything I could have expected.
Yes.
And it wouldn't make sense if I tried to plan it. Like it would be something nonsensical.
I'm looking for this beauty. I keep leaning back because I'm looking at my bookcase. I'm looking for this beautiful story. Do you guys know the book Illusions by Richard Bach? I love that book. I read it again, late 20s. That Saturn return was the thing. And I'm going to see, do you guys be okay with this if I can find this little story? It's just like 3 pages and I would just read it. Okay.
It's story time. I'll be right back. Yes. Story time.
I want it. Okay, good.
That's awesome.
Oh my God. Yeah, I definitely want to hear it. Yeah.
Jen, I love what you said about going back to joy. Going back to joy. I love that because that is what I found during this meditation, that your feelings is what actually attract all of that, which we hear that over and over, right? We hear it
almost to the point where it sounds like it's a cliche, but meanwhile, that is it. Like if you can just keep plugging back into that and make that your priority, that is the ride I'm riding. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it.
I want to hear your way in. When you meditate, what's your way in?
I focus on the third eye. I focus on that. When I close my eyes, I just look at the back of my forehead.
Yeah.
And then just focus on that one point.
Mm.
Then, because you see that darkness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is when you just, so when I close my eyes, all my attention is in here, in the third eye. Then when I connect to that, I connect to my heart. So I just open my heart.
Mm.
But in the very beginning, when I started to learn about this, it took a while to connect to just focus on the third eye. But once you are just connect to it, and then that's when you can drop to your heart. And once you are in it, you are just like explode. Or just,
Ooh.
you can, you go somewhere, anywhere, or nowhere, you know?
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
So, but
I love
now,
how everybody has a different way. It's so great. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. And so lately I've been playing with connect to my pineal gland, because it keep calling me, it keep tapping me, and I'm like, okay, what is this? Every time I meditate, I can feel the back of my head. It's right there, right behind my throat, in the middle. It's like somewhere here. So it keep tapping me. It's like, what is this? And so I ask, what is this? Are you pineal gland? Show me. And then like, bloop, it's light up. And I was like, oh, got it. So I just keep focusing on that. Now my meditation, it has been focusing on that pineal gland. And that's where I feel like this mystical experience.
I love that too.
It's all just start happening here and there. And I was like, oh, so now every time I go back to the feeling that is unpleasant to me, I know I was living from my past. It's like it keep remind me, like, oh, no, I can't do it. I can't go back there.
Oh my God. I want that t-shirt. Every time I feel unpleasant, it's because I went back and living from my past. There you go. I just need that tattooed on the inside of my eyeballs, and then I'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So now since I keep remind myself. So I every time I go back to the past self, it's only for a few seconds.
Wow.
Like I cannot afford it to stay there for longer.
None of us can.
No, we can't.
You're just present to the price. You're present to the price.
Yep.
Yes. Because I need to create my future self to come here right now. And I cannot have my past self exist at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you. You already served me well. Like, no, I can't afford it.
I love this.
I love this. Yeah. I get stuck because I judge my past self. Why weren't you better? Again, why weren't you better?
Yes.
It comes back. Just a different content. Same context. Yeah, why didn't you do better? Because I didn't. Get over it.
You did your best. You did your best.
I'm only human.
Exactly.
Why are you not a god? Should be better. Be a god. Oh my God.
Always doing your best. So brutal.
Are we ready for a story time?
Okay, ready for story time? Okay. Yeah. And so this comes back to the letting go. The letting go. That's what made me think of this. It's from Illusions by Richard Bach. So there's this little sort of handwritten story in the beginning of the book, and this is a story within that story. And okay, once there lived a village of creatures along the bottom of a great crystal river. The current of the river swept silently over them all, young and old, rich and poor, good and evil, the current going its own way, knowing only its own crystal self. Each creature, in its own manner, clung tightly to the twigs and rocks of the river bottom, for clinging was their way of life, and resisting the current, what each had learned from birth. But one creature said at last, I am tired of clinging. Though I cannot see it with my eyes, I trust that the current knows where it is going. I shall let go and let it take me where it will. Clinging, I shall die of boredom. The other creatures laughed and said, Fool, let go, and that current you worship will throw you tumbled and smashed across the rocks, and you will die quicker than boredom. But the one heeded them not, and taking a breath, did let go, and at once was tumbled and smashed by the current across the rocks. Yet in time, as the creature refused to cling again, the current lifted him free from the bottom, and he was bruised and hurt no more. And the creatures downstream, to whom he was a stranger, cried, See, a miracle! A creature like ourselves, yet he flies! See the Messiah come to save us all! And the one carried in the current said, I am no more Messiah than you. The river delights to lift us free. If only we dare let go. Our true work is this voyage, this adventure. But they cried the more, Savior! All the while clinging to the rocks. And when they looked again, he was gone, and they were left alone, making legends of a savior. And that's so cool.
That is it. Exactly. I have tears in my eyes. That is it exactly.
It's a good one.
That's it exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Let
Isn't
it
it
go.
amazing? Everyone says the same thing. Everyone says the same thing, no matter what in practice you have, no matter what religion you're in, no matter what. Like when you get to the essence of it, when you get past the controlling people, when you get past the profiteers, when you get past all of that, like really, it's all the same freaking thing.
Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
Oh, it's magnificent.
Yep. It's wild. I have moments. I have one artifact that is very special. And when I first got it, it was sent from our mentor. And I was afraid of it. I didn't open it for a long time. I was like, now I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to do something wrong. I'm going to screw it up. It won't be good enough, And I finally and I pulled it out of the box, and I was flooded, completely surprised by this overwhelming feeling of love. I was like, oh, I got that wrong. I thought it was all judgment. And they're like, no, it's not. That's you. I was like, oh, okay. That's your Sturm und Drang, your silliness and your self-importance. There it is. Self-importance, polarization, self-importance and polarization.
That was me. In 2025, I was in my self-pity.
Yeah.
And I met myself, my tiny self, 5 years old me, in meditation just a couple days ago, and I saw it all, how it all unfolded. It just screaming for help, that she just wanted me to love her, not to judge her. And this is all where not my problems anymore, because I no longer have that issue, no longer have that problems, but I saw her wanting to be loved by me.
Yeah.
She'd been showing up in a way that I couldn't even see it. That she creating this pattern where she just wanted to be seen.
Yeah.
She just wanted to be seen. Why can't you love me? Why can't you see me? Why can't you acknowledge me? All she wanted, just that. But I couldn't see that. So then what I did, I point fingers. I point fingers to my husband. So why don't you love me? Why don't you see me? Like, I know you love me, but why don't you see me in the way that why don't you acknowledge me? And all that. I was like, oh my gosh. And I saw her in meditation, and I was like, oh, she exists now. I thought she was in the past. It's like, nope. She is right here. She is right here. So I met her. We are forehead to forehead, like that. And I had nothing but my heart just explode, just open. And I couldn't even have, I didn't even have tears anymore, because my wholeness is just pure love for her. Nothing left. And I was like, wow.
How did that shift how you were dealing with the people close to you, around you?
How do I deal with it?
How did it affect, did it
How did it
change how you
change?
related to them? Did it shift
Yeah.
it? Did it change it? Or do you still relate to them in the same way? You just have a deeper understanding.
No, I actually didn't relate to them in the same way because I feel different.
Yeah.
I am a brand new person.
Yeah.
The memory of it that carrying in the body,
Yeah.
I have to comment on like, hey, that's just a memory of it. You experience it in the past, but that's no longer you. So you cannot feel it. You have to feel different feelings now. You cannot put yourself back to that old way of beings where you feel the same feelings, because then you're going back to the past. You can't afford that.
Yeah.
Like, you doing all this work for what? For nothing if you keep going back to the past.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, now I'm only feel the gratitude of it all, that now I'm able to see it. I have a new set of eyes. I have a new heart. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, oh gosh, that is, of course, yeah. I do have new heart, new cells, new eyes. It looks the same, nothing different, but in the
You are
essence,
mirroring me in such a huge way.
You
You are mirroring me in a huge. So there's, I don't know if you've heard this. There's some theory that, and I think it's supposed to be scientifically true, that every cell in your body, you have a full cellular turnover every 7 years. That
yes.
there isn't one same cell, that you are entirely a different organism.
Wow.
So of course, right. So you're not. So when you're having these emotional flashbacks to old wounds and to old damage, it really doesn't relate to you. It doesn't relate to a cell that you're walking around with at all. And that thing that you're talking about taking care of that kid, I find that whenever I'm feeling judged or feeling angry at, I'm hearing you talking about with your husband, and I'll have that moment and I'll say, well, what is that? What are you talking about? And it's always a call to love myself in a fuller way. It's always a call. And as soon as I can do that, then I can release my anger or frustration or judgment at whoever it is that I feel isn't loving me the way I want them to. And often if I say something at that point without anger, because I am taking care of myself, but I can say I'm feeling these feelings from you, it is total projection on my part. Like my having those feelings was self-manufactured. That was not actually coming from them. That was me sort of casting a spell at them to cast it toward me, because it was somehow safer or more familiar if it was coming from outside than for me to recognize that it was coming from me. It's
so amazing. There's a piece of this that feels like protecting an identity. Like if I stay in these old feelings, then I know who I am and I'm protecting my identity, and that thing's finally going to get what it always wanted. But the very things that we want are, I suspect, not always, but a lot of the times right there and available to us, number one, because we can give them to ourselves, but sometimes that doesn't feel as satisfying as someone else giving them to us. I don't know what that's about. But like, I think of like Velcro, there's two sides to Velcro, or hook and loop. There's the hook side and the loop side. And when I think of like the life, I like the whole, I think it's the Buddhist notion that you pick the family you're born into for what they can teach you. And I came into the very high challenge plan. And so I don't have a template for being taken care of that I can recall. I was provided for. I had a roof and I had food and I had clothing. Emotionally, it was a desert. Like, it was a spiky, like scorpion riddled desert. And so I can feel that. That's like part of my identity. It's like ingrained. So when I'm surrounded by love and care and regard and all the things, but if I don't build the hooks, when that loop side of the Velcro comes around, like, here's care, here's love, it's still Teflon. It just slides right off. It's me who's got to build the receptors to hold it. And that gets built, I think, by me giving it to myself. So then part of me goes, well, what's the point? Isn't someone else going to give me this? Why do I have to give it to myself? You know, like, that's annoying. You know, my identity is this. I'm one of these. You know, like.
But if we're all one thing and we're all one set of molecules, then it is you giving it to yourself, and it's your co-conspirators giving it to you through them. So you're just supposed to accept it because it's coming to you from you and from the universe and from you know, it's all it's being delivered to you from the collective, from the ether.
Well, and so are other things,
through like that guy or through that girl.
2025 has not been a picnic. No, let me get that straight, because I got publicly skewered for something I didn't do. I was and I'm still being publicly skewered for that, and it has not been cleared up. And I went to the highest of the high of that organization, and they're like, "We should clear this up," and then I never heard from them. Like, okay. In fact, we're not going to communicate with you. We're going to double down with people who did this to you. But there's a lesson in it. And I think the lesson is I have to, God dang it. And I'm so curious what you guys think, because I know I come back to this point again and again. You got to give it to yourself first. And I'm like, no, I want it this kind of package from that kind of person now, or I'm not satisfied. You know, like, how do you get out of that loop? What
I see is that back to the unknown, like, you've done your best in dealing with that in the way that you have known. How about you doing your best with the unknown? Like, all right, I'm just let go my hands, let go of my feelings, my thinking, all of those things. Because you've done your best.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I just saw a loop that I did not know was running. I love this idea.
Tell.
And what I saw the move that I've been making, because I started to make it again, which is, yes, but my best is not good enough. It's the same. It's the same. Keeps coming back to the same place.
Wow.
So the unknown is, just stop thinking. Just stop thinking. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know, there was, So the rest of this conversation will be complete silence. We will not say a thing because we're not thinking anymore. We're all just going to sit here and stare at the walls, and you're going to watch us stare at the walls. Woo! Hottest podcast ever. No. But
oh my God.
It reminds me of my acting teacher came from the Roy London School of Acting. And Roy, there's a fun, cool, honestly, YouTube documentary called, Special Thanks to Roy London, I think it's called. Anyway, Roy had this thing of, you know, it's either a love scene or a power scene, you know, when you're going in to break down a scene. And then in the end, Cameron had said, Roy changed his mind. In the end, he said, they're all love scenes. They're all love scenes. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh,
because when it's about power, it's what you want. You need to be fed. Oh, and that's what I can literally feel in my body, that little dissatisfied thing's addiction to power. It wants power. You know, because there's power in anger, there's power in conflict, there's power in, you know, then you come around to vibration. I remember the 2016 election. I disagreed with I had voted differently than it came down. And I was just I really was, after my initial shock, I was going to just suspend judgment. Let's just see. Maybe a maverick approach is the way to go. And this was back in 2016. And until the day they appointed the Secretary of the Interior, you know, the one who cares for all the land and the wildlife and all the things that I love so much. And they appointed an oil guy. And at that point, I went in my room and I started screaming and throwing shoes. I was really pissed off. I was like, you know, and I was so sure I was right. And in the middle of like throwing something, it came to me very clearly. I got one of those, hey, thumps on the head. And it was like, you're being just like what you hate.
Yeah.
And I was like, so it's not about the actual action or the philosophy or the content. It's about the vibration and the feeling that you're putting out into the world. And I was just putting out more of the anger and destruction that I was so upset about. It's just shoes instead of wildlife. Yeah.
100%.
Not to equate the two. Yeah.
But,
it's wild.
But it's, I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the polarization thing. I think that we live in these social and online landscapes where we're just constantly being affirmed in our view. And like, we're just constantly being affirmed, and anything that is outside of our view is villainized. Anything outside, there is no other interpretation. There is no other understanding. There is no other comprehension. And somewhere along the way, we have been socialized to not be able to hold multiple truths at once. And we are, as animals, capable of doing that. And as a society, capable of doing that. And but somehow, over the course of time, I'm sure deliberately, because it's a way of dividing us and conquering us and taking it's a way of dividing us and conquering us and making money off of us and all of the things, but also politically to keep us divided, and also socially to keep us divided. And there are many powers that benefit from keeping us in these little silos. There's a lot but to actively, constantly, consciously work to hold multiple truths. And as you were saying, Jen, about not holding judgment, about being able to withhold judgment and say, like, okay, there are other understandings. You know, there's been this series of interviews that I listened to over the last year that had people from wildly different political and social backgrounds, where they would talk to each other. And it's the only one that I've seen and heard where people have come from such disparate points of view and aren't trying to rip each other's faces off.
What's the name of it? I need to watch it.
It's the Free Press podcasts.
Okay.
It's Free Press's podcasts. And they have a series of them. There were these ones, particularly between these two, a trans Democrat operative, fundraising operative, who's like quite brilliant, and this very right-wing, former left-wing, but now very right-wing Orthodox Jewish, whatever, like the two of them led with someone else sort of moderating, and it never gets angry and it never gets hot. And these conversations are of people trying to have a like clearly looking for, where are the commonalities? Where do we understand each other? Where do we hear each other? Yeah. And then being able to safely, in a really normalized, warm environment, get to the truths of where they're both coming from. Oof. And listening to these was so, like, it felt like a balm, honestly, because it's like, wow, why is it that I have been starved of a conversation like that, of hearing people talk about issues in ways that I can't, and sometimes there'll be things said that I can't bear. Like I'll hear, that, one of them will say something and I'll be like, oh my God, you say monster. But I have to laugh, and I'm like, okay, yes, I know, but she was very funny there. This was very fun. This was very, and it's this way, and hearing it, seeing it modeled. I mean, it's funny, you hear it said so often that people need to see things modeled in order to understand that it's accessible to you. Yeah. And I know that I've had examples of that where, like, when I've seen somebody achieve something, or I've seen someone knows that makes me know, like, oh, that's doable. That's something that if they can have that, I can have that. If they can do that, I can achieve that. Hearing those conversations made me realize, like, oh, it can be like that. It doesn't have to be face ripping. I can open my mind back up to try to hear everything. I don't have to cleave to an orthodoxy. My perspective can't be the only perspective, and everyone else is some villainous, horrible nightmare. It's very, and it it pulls you in a very matrixy way. Like it pulls you out of the matrix.
Yes.
It
Out of the
pulls you
hypnosis.
out of the algorithm.
Yeah. I was talking to my partner about this. We had dinner with family, and one of my family members is absolutely brilliant at maintaining a completely calm self through conflict, and he's passed it on to his sons, and it's I'm so excited about the possibility of this, because watching him do it. And then he had told Joey a story of when he used to be like a show up and collect from you tax collector.
Oh, wow.
And he's 6'4.5" and like built like a football player, and like, you don't mess with him. And apparently someone had threatened him with a firearm, and up in Canada, that's very unusual. And instead of getting heated, his response was fantastic. I can have the cops here inside a half an hour, and we can deal with that. And I was like, I thought, what are the mechanics of that? Like that, because I had so much, and still have so much rage around how I was being publicly dragged and lied about, et cetera, by an organization
that
I
can't relate to what you're saying at all. I have no idea what you're talking about, Jen. No idea. Can't relate.
An organization that I directly benefited this year.
Yeah.
And I
no
still
idea.
have the rage about it. Yeah. And I'm like, I see it's rendering me powerless, less powerful. It's robbing me of my personal power. But how do I honor how I feel? But how much do I honor how I feel? And I can see that particular piece of my brain sucks up all my energy, and I become inarticulate and really not useful. Because when you communicate in a certain way, people can't hear what you're saying. They just hear emotion. And especially, I'm a very intense person. And I was meeting with somebody over this topic, and this person got up and went, wow, you are very, like, I'm a lot. And I was like, oh, and I was holding back. I was only letting out like 25% of what I thought about this topic. And I'm like, oh, good Lord. If I'd gone to 50%, you'd just be fleeing the room, and sending me out and locking me up. But I'm like, I'm holding back. You have no idea. But my curiosity, I almost said challenge, but my curiosity for this year, my path of exploration at this time emotionally is, how do I, because I can almost feel tears. I can feel deep tears underneath it. I can feel so much grief. How do I honor that? But step into the adult in the universe perspective of it. Like, how do I be effective? Because that's not effective. It's gratifying to like, but it's not getting anything done, and it's not helping anyone, especially not me. But it feels like it is. Again, it's that same, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like that same loop, that we were talking about back in meditation and back in the, resonating with the small you, like, yeah.
I can relate to that because it's very similar to my experience, where I keep going back to the same pattern. Like, okay, I want to honor myself.
Yeah.
Like, how can I honor these feelings, but at the same time, I want to get out of it?
Yeah.
That's where I deep dive into this meditation and finally meet myself. Like, yeah, you can honor yourself all you want. At the same time, you also must let go of that past history that you have, because there is the entanglement between the thoughts and the feelings, and then that create the emotions, and so there's entanglement in there.
Yeah.
And the entanglement of expectation, because there's the entanglement of all those emotions, but then there's also the terrible disappointment because you have had expectations which you know not to have. Like,
I was directly asked. I was like, I'll do that. Sure. And then,
I'm with you.
So
you did
every
that.
time
I'm with you.
Like every time that we go back,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So every time we go back to that situation, like you can see yourself back to that feelings again, right? The emotion, the same emotion.
It's just as big. Mm-hmm.
And how can you let go of that, where you recognize it, that you recognize your desire, and that at the same time, this is actually what I'm doing. Okay, like I go back to that past self.
We're all in the same place. I'm sorry. Go on. Go ahead. Yeah, it's amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Yeah. Incredible. Okay, go on.
So what I've been doing is I go back to that hurt full side of me where I recognize my desire. What is it? Like, I have to be completely honest with myself. What is your desire? And at that moment, I saw the self-pity and the anger.
Oh,
I saw both sides of it. And the moment that I saw it, that's when I see, no wonder I cannot get out of it, because I'm entangled. I entangled my emotion with it.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so how can I do this? How can I get out of it? All right, change your feelings, you change your emotion. I was like, oh, that's it. All right.
How does that
and as you're saying that, I'm like, and your identity, like, at least I said to myself, I'm like, and my identity is entangled in this.
Yeah, all of
that's it. Yep.
How does that not feel like abandoning yourself? Because there's a part of me, if I'm dead honest, that's feeling like, but that was wrong on so many levels, like so many levels, like beyond me. I just happen to be one of the linchpins at the center of it. Like, part of me just does not want to let go. So what is that part, and why is it stuck? And I can keep going, but it's wrong. But it's wrong.
Yes. I think because now grappling with, I mean, I love how we're talking about this, because it's so, somehow we're making these very different, very personal struggles that we've all faced in recent times totally applicable to all of us and universal. And like, I love that we're able to do this and all be together in this. It's like beautiful. My answer to that question you just asked is, I keep realizing, I keep getting the message that I must model what I want my world to look like. I must model it. I cannot look for the people who have done me wrong, or for those who continue to, or for the world being the way that it is, or for whatever it is. I cannot look for anyone else to reform it. And I can't plug into the anger and hostility, and I can't be mirroring all of it. Like, and I find myself, and I don't know if either of you do. Right. They have to pay. But they have to pay. And I have other people being like, you have a platform, you need to tell them that they have to pay. You have a platform, tell them they have to pay. Like that. And it's like, I can't, that is not going to get me or anyone who I care about through. The only thing that I can do is be the thing that I want. It's all I can, and reflect the thing that I want. And then I keep on getting the message, the world needs more of you. The world needs more of you. Anytime that I do that, I keep on getting that they need more of you. They need more of you. And it's not about me throwing up the, the gang signs and the fuck you finger and the whatever, which I would love to do, because, but that's my lane. But that can't be how to move forward through these times. It just can't, for any of us, for us to thrive and rise and be buoyant and be glorious and get what we want out of this ride.
I think I'm stuck in the fact that these are people who did damage to a community I'm part of. And they're still in power and have been doubled down on in that position of power, and are continuing to double down on the damage by being the same way they were. And it is in my body to go, it is in my legacy. My father did the same thing I do. Like
Jennifer, hot stuff. I'm with you.
Boy, I'm just holding on to this in my solar plexus, and I don't want to hold on to it in my solar plexus, but my solar plexus wants to hold on. And how do I, because I actually agree with the logic of what we've established here. And many people around me who know the inside of the sausage are like, please let it go. And I'm like, they're like, you diminish yourself every time you get caught up in this. And I'm like, but it's got to be fixed. People are getting hurt, and damage is being done to an entire industry. I mean, that sounds self-important, but it's true.
It's an entire subculture.
Thousands of jobs.
Than an industry. Call it it's
thousands of jobs.
Entire
like
culture.
People losing homes, people losing
millions of lives. I'm with you.
Yeah, but there's a piece of self-importance in it, and I got to tease that out, right? Rusnani, what do you think? Quiet. She's the most sensible in this situation. What do you think? Put me in, coach. Tell me what to do.
I feel you. I feel you. Like what I said earlier, that's exactly I was in 2025 where I was just entangled into that loop.
Yeah.
I completely understand where you're coming from. You want these people to know that, hey, that's wrong.
I just want them to, I want people, well, there's a whole bunch of people that were lied to and see things in this now that they'd created a division in the community that wasn't there before, like a significant one. And so all these people believe that there's a division, and there wasn't a division before. It was manufactured in order to promote a particular position.
And now there's transpose exactly what you're saying onto what I'm thinking about. Exactly.
Now there's division. Now there's division, but I've just had this thing come through because about 2 months ago, when I got called in away from the washer and dryer into the room, I was literally walking by and it's like, oh, I gotta go. And the message was very simple. It was just be. And I was like, okay, so just now I'm sitting here and the message I get is try the new way.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's the new way? And they're like, just be. And I'm like,
yeah,
now you with the just be again.
Yeah.
And so, and then that, I got one of these now.
Yeah.
Because the new way where the world is abundant and things are okay, for me, I position fear and trust as opposites. Trust in the beauty of things and that everything is in order and that the NFL theory of incarnation is in full form. And so to be in the new way requires that I let go of healing that. I let go of healing that pain in this way. And I just be. And that is so, I have to swear alert.
Yeah.
So fucking disappointing. Because the world's not made the way I wish it was made from that lens, but then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the world is made in an even better way I just can't see, or maybe I'm in denial. I don't know.
Or you've got to hold multiple truths at once.
Yes.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jen just dropped the bomb right there.
I know. You could be speaking for me so literally, so specifically. So I mean, you like every word is coming out of your mouth, and I'm going like, holy shit! Like this is so. Yeah, it's holding multiple truths at once. This is, and everything you're saying is true, and it's not fair. And people have been taught to believe wrong, and there have been false divisions created to make us into this, and it hurts people, and it hurts you, and it hurts everyone else, and it's not fucking fair, and it's insane, and it's all, and it's happening, and you cannot single-handedly fix it.
They just said you don't. Right. They said you don't fix it that way.
Yeah.
And the way is what Rusnani was talking about earlier, which is leaving the past behind. And oh God, there it comes again, just the uprising from my gut going,
it's not right. It's not fair.
You know, I'm like,
right.
Oh,
right.
That whole, who's going to win? Who's going to win on my shoulder? Who's going to win?
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
I also see that we all have a lot of questions, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go.
You made me laugh.
It's time to start day drinking.
Yeah, I love it.
No, that's
okay,
contagious. We'll have like a cocktail hour at the end next time we do this.
If only I drank.
Now is when the drinks come in.
If only I drank.
Drink cart.
Colada, please.
I'm going to suck down some more matcha.
Matcha. Oh, I love it. Yeah, like
it's time for chocolate. Forget the matcha. We're on the hard stuff now.
That sounds good. Perfect.
I made chocolate last night with this awesome recipe I'm so excited about. It's just cacao butter.
I need that.
Oh, it's cacao butter. 35 grams cacao butter.
Recipe.
Recipe,
right?
Recipe.
Yeah,
recipe. Exactly.
Okay.
35 grams cacao butter, 36 grams of cacao powder, and then like I'm doing 8 to 10 grams of powdered monk fruit sweetener. because it's low glycemic. And then I mixed in just some toasted, plain, unsweetened coconut. And oh my God. So I'm going to go hit the hard stuff when we're done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Water in my mouth.
If you like that, now that's super dark chocolate. That's like dark.
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yes.
Wow.
My goodness.
So much
fun.
Yeah.
This was so fun.
What I was trying to say is that,
Yes.
we all have a lot of questions about all the questions that we have in our head.
Yeah.
But I learned to not let that questions in the way between me connecting to the heart. Because when I connect to my heart, that's when I becoming the superhuman, the what do you call them, multi-being.
Yeah.
That's what I see it as a focus on that, focus on connecting with your heart, because your heart always knows.
Would you do me a favor and say that one more time? I want to hear that again, that you don't let the fact that you have questions get in the way
between you and your heart. Because the
Wow,
questions,
that's so profound.
So let me repeat that. So we all have questions, but don't let that question in the way between you and your heart. Because that question is all coming from your thinking.
Oh,
I needed to hear that. Wow, I really needed to hear that.
Think less, heart more. Think less, heart more.
Yeah.
And that takes me back. Yeah, sorry. No, you.
No. So every time that we think about like all these questions that we have, it separates us from our heart. Then we cannot just flow. We cannot just be.
Yeah. Oh. And on that note,
it does.
So fun. Oh my God, I love this conversation.
Man,
love it. That's
a never-ending story. It's true.
Right? And yet the answer is so simple. It's just the dot of that pinhead of the now. You ever have that experience when you actually drop into the pinhead of the now, how big everything feels? Like that 10 minutes when I could actually let, Eckhart Tolle sink in for a second before I was like, anyway, blah, 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 blah. I could get the squirrels to shut up, to just sit. Everybody sit. Their little squirrel chairs. Sit in your squirrel chairs. I'm going to buckle you into your squirrel chairs. Then they'll just hop around in the squirrel chairs.
I need you to speak it in a Princess Morbuck's voice.
In my squirrel chair. I want to think. I'm going to think.
Oh my God. Oh, Lord.
It got so deep so quickly. Oh my gosh.
I love
Can
it.
we just sit in the surface level? No, we can't. Like the point is like
what a waste. What the hell are you doing here? Come on. Yeah.
Choose
we're
smooth.
talking about the weather.
Right.
What kind of shit is that? Come on.
Exactly.
What a waste of our glorious plugged in selves. We gotta talk about the real stuff.
Somebody out there is having this same conversation. Cheers to all of us. Yes. And people who are not. All the other conversations. Cheers to all of you, because we're not going to polarize.
Yes, because we can hold many conversations at once.
Yeah, we're gonna reclaim that from the algorithm. And it's just doing what it's doing. Like, it's not even like we can be mad at it, because yes, they're humans choosing profit over the well-being of the world in some places, but we get to choose where we put our attention.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We get to choose which wolf we feed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess you answer your own question.
Which wolf do you feed?
I love that parable. That's such a good one.
Too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fabulous, that one.
That'll be story time for next time.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much. I love it.
So
I
fun.
love this.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.